Hello and welcome to World of Tanks with Trapsikis. Today's video is about team communication and more specifically to the instant commands you can send. When you hold down the Z key and you move your mouse, you can move it to any of 6 commands. Defend the base, or if you're hovering over a teammate, it asks them to fall back. Then affirmative, negative, help. And then the next one is also multi-purpose, reloading, but you can also say ready to fire, or if you aimed at a teammate, you ask them to stop. And then finally you can use T to say attack. If aimed at teammate, you ask them to follow me. If you're in artillery, that means you're attacking a specific tank if you're hovering over them, or on an area, you say you're aiming at that area. And if you're not an artillery in any other tank type and aimed at an enemy, you are requesting fire implicitly to the artillery to fire at this particular person. So today I'm playing in the KV4 and I'm fortunate enough to be in top tier. And as I usually do, I aim to the right where I know TDs usually start to shoot at us, but I don't expose myself to the extent that they can actually take shots at me. So pre-aim by all means, and if there's an opportunity, take a shot, but don't dedicate yourself and commit to this position. Rather move as fast as you can, which in this tank isn't very fast, to get to the corner where the heavies usually slug it out. Okay, so we get an early kill. One of their scouts was over eager and our T-29 manages to shut him down. But as you can see, he's now, him and our Tiger is stuck very close to the base, so they aren't going to be early in the corner, which could be bad news for the rest of the team. Alright, and unfortunately there we've lost 2 tanks now as well. Skoda T-25 and the VK-28, which changes matters. Now I see the Tiger 2 here, and he's side scraping, but he's not doing it very well, so I'm still able to penetrate the side of his tank. I'm not sure if I overmatched there, maybe. Putting a slightly above average damage roll there, and then a slightly below average damage roll on the Hellcat, reducing him to a 1-shot for me. Right, and then I realized if I push up, this T-29 and 110 will be able to flank me, so I shouldn't be too aggressive here. And I decide to fall back a bit, and fortunately I was able to track the T-29 so that he can't push the advantage. I was fortunate enough to set the 110 on fire here, so not only did I do damage and set him on fire, I also bounced his shot, so that was a very nice happenstance for me here. And then my team manages to take out the 110, which I left on low health. Fortunately, I bounced the T-29. I'm very lucky there, because my line of sight wasn't right anymore. I still managed to penetrate the upper hull of the T-29. But our team isn't looking that great. Now a little bit better, 3-4. So we're at a slight disadvantage, but we're not really in trouble yet. But I noticed no one's contesting this corner, and as top tier heavy, it's kind of my job to make sure this is protected. And fortunately for me, the KV2 is looking in a different direction, so I have time to come out and fire. But now that they're both looking at me, the KV2 and the T-29, I realize I have to side scrape. Otherwise it would be stupid to just run forward and expose my side to them. So as I start side scraping, I realize this Tiger 2 will come out, and if he flanks me while I'm side scraping, I will present a very large target to him. So I decide to do normal corner technique instead. Then our T-29 comes out, draws some fire, and allows me time to aim at their T-29. Unfortunately, the Tiger 2 is smart enough to put in a decent shot into my side. But fortunately for me, now he is being flanked by some of our team, the IS-3 and the T-2064. So he's in trouble now as well. And I've got some backup here, so we're in a good position. And then the Tiger turns his back on us, but unfortunately I only track him and don't do any damage. But our team finishes him off. Now the T-29 for some reason doesn't manage to penetrate me, fortunately for me, and then I realize they are capping. And they kill Dicamax, who was in cap, so there are a couple of tanks ahead and two of them are in our cap circle. And that's when I ping the request. That's important to remember, it's a request. You're not giving any orders. No one is under any obligation to listen to you. I request that someone defend the base simply because I'm slow. I'm in a slow tank, so I might not be able to make it in time. But fortunately, they get off of cap and we can turn our attention back to the slugfest in the heavy corner. There's two tanks facing our IS-3 here, but they're on low health, so my idea with the HE was to take a little bit of damage, but unfortunately I only managed to track him, and then with the second shot I did eliminate the AMX-AC, and 1375, once I reloaded I managed to kill him as well. And then they start capping again, and once again I request my teammates to defend the base, because once again I'm in a slow tank and now I'm downhill from cap, so it will take me quite a while to get back. Then I realize none of the two other tanks are headed towards our cap circle, so it is up to me to go reset. So the important message that I want to bring home today is you're not sending any commands, you're making a request. You're requesting that someone else defend the base, and maybe implying that you won't go defend because you're asking them. But nobody in your team is under any obligation to listen to you. They're not obliged to go cap, go reset cap if you ask to defend the base. And they are very, very lucky. The shell barely misses the ridge line and only just goes into the PVTU, which now levels our scores. So we're in a bit less trouble, but except for myself, all of my allies are in very low health. So it's still a precarious situation, and the Comet eliminates our T-21, but our Tiger P eliminates the 85M. So now our Tiger P is a one-shot. They have artillery and a Comet. And the Comet is now taken out. The Tiger P is taken out by the M44, which leaves me alone against the Comet and the artillery, but I've still got a big slug of hit points left. But I realize that I'm very slow and the Comet is very fast, so he would be clever to get on cap the moment he realizes I'm too far. So I decide to go back to cap, back to our base, to look after the cap circle, because I figure sooner or later they will start capping again, because they think they have the advantage. They're 2 against 1. I'm going to speed it up a little bit here, because there was a bit of a boring time where I couldn't decide where I wanted to be, and this is also not a very good thing to do. If you decide on a course of action, ideally decide on the right one and do it. Don't decide one thing, go there, then turn around, go somewhere else, because you waste a lot of time and you expose yourself on the way to a position. And then fortunately the Comet appears, but he's still on full health. But my armor is such that he can only really penetrate me reliably from the rear. So that one bounced, but I noticed he's shooting HE. So 7 hit points of damage. That means he's going to have to shoot me about 150 times to actually kill me at that rate. And now I try to push into his track to keep him tracked. And hopefully ram him as well, because that was the mission I had selected at the time. But then I decided it's a better idea to eliminate him faster, and of course as I decide to shoot him, I miss. Fortunately for me, the KV-4's direct reverse isn't that bad, and then he ran into buildings which slowed him down. So I just had to wait for a gap to take a shot at him. And then the artillery fires, which means I know he's reloading, so as long as I don't hit all of the buildings in my path, he won't know where I am and he won't be able to hit me again. And I've still got enough hit points that the artillery can hit me a lot of times without me being in any danger of dying. So I'm in a good space now. But M44 is quite a bit faster than the KV4, and I've no idea where he's going to be. So obviously I asked my friendly M44 where he would be, so that I can maybe get an idea of what the mindset of an M44 would be. Not that it would necessarily help, because it might not be the same tank type, but he might have an opinion. Unfortunately, he decided not to share it with me. So I decided to get into a position where I can spot as well as possible, in case he's driving down this way, because I assumed he would be taking the shortest route to Cap, or even supporting the Comet from down in the valley. And then I'm fortunate enough to spot him, but unfortunate to miss him. So I switched to HE, because I know he doesn't have a lot of armor. But now I'm just scared he's going to run into the river and deny me the kill. Fortunately for me, he doesn't, and I secure the kill. Alright, let's have a quick look at the post-game stats. Ace Tanker, Bruiser, Duelist, Fighter, Fire for Effect, Steel Wall, and High Caliber. If you look at the team damage, you'll see I managed 1431 experience. Total damage of 3625, my best with this tank so far. And you'll see the damage is quite evenly spread, so my team did well to work together in a high level overview. And then on the personal details, I made a very tidy profit of 22,000 credits. Thank you for watching.